Anita drops in on Nicole to talk about Dani. Doug's drunk driving death shook her. At least Dani could correct her own drunken mistake in marrying Andre and get it annulled. Except, nah, they're staying married, Nicole tells her. Anita is not having that. Absolutely not. The couple in question is cuddling while Dani leaves a supportive message for Chelsea. Scandalous. But since Chelsea's not answering, she's probably ticked about the marriage. Cuddling quickly turns to sexy time, at least until Anita barges in. She demands to know why Andre's not kicked to the curb, so Dani hurries her fresh new husband out to face down her mother. Like every good mom, Anita switches from anger to concern as she tells Dani she may have a drinking problem. But Dani insists her true addiction is Bill. If she hadn't latched onto Andre, she might have attacked her ex again. So find a 12-step program for her Bill addiction, Anita snaps. She can't stand the thought of Dani accidentally going too far and ending up in prison, or worse. Andre races over to Nicole to gripe about her telling Anita the wedding wasn't annulled. Was it a secret? Besides, Nicole and Anita are just worried about Dani and Andre's drinking. Nicole then cuts to the quick, asking if Andre married Dani to rebound from Ashley's engagement. Sure, fine. He admits it might have hurt. But why is her family so anti-marriage for him and Dani? His theory? Nicole wants to be the stable one, and her getting a divorce while Dani's married messes up her role in the family. Bill's not buying Joey's remorse over Doug's death, so he just asks, did Joey cause it? But Joey's a pro, shrugging off all of Bill's musings. He's got alibis and excuses to keep him from being implicated in Doug's death. Joey doesn't budge. He assures Bill that his Doug Warning didn't sign his death warrant. Caroline waltzes into Bill's office with Dani's marriage certificate. But Bill isn't there. A ticked-off Haley is, and she's demanding answers. Bill is obsessed with Dani. Her anger drops a bit as she worries that Bill fell back in love with Dani when Chelsea was kidnapped. Bill gets back to his office, expertly ignoring Haley's digs as he goes over what Caroline found. But once she's gone, Haley's taking no prisoners and demands an answer. It was purely financial, because Andre could steal Dani's fortune and keep it from his daughters. Bull! Haley snaps, saying he's obsessed with Dani and storms out. Shanice and Ashley are talking about wedding plans when Derek shows up and Shanice offers to give him a special physical therapy session, but the niceness drops the second Ashley walks off, and Shanice snaps at Derek to tell his fiancée about feeling in his legs again. He heads to the room just before Doug's son, Donald, shows up asking Shanice where his dad's office is. It's already gone, which is when the poor kid learns his father hasn't been working there for ages. But Shanice won't say more, telling him to talk to his mom. She then joins Derek to lecture him, even after he insists he just wants to surprise Ashley at the wedding. There's nothing possible about faking a phony miracle at your wedding. So she calls him out on the real reason, not wanting to lose Ashley to Andre. But when he learns Andre is safely married, Daryl decides it might be time to tell Ashley the truth. Out in reception, Andre runs into Ashley, where they both insist very forcefully that they're happy in their respective relationships. But Ashley points out all the flaws in this marriage. Vanessa, meanwhile, looks like she's in shock as she wipes her tears and calls Nicole, lost while going over funeral options for Doug. Nicole gently gets Vanessa started, then promises to join her shortly. But Danelle joins her first, having wanted to be there for her, but now also wanting answers about his dad. Emil's mom dances around things until Emil pushes her to tell him about Doug's gambling problem. You should have told me. Maybe I could have found a way to get through to him. Ouch. He runs off to the casino, leaving his mom to cry once again. Randy's excited to see Doug's son after so many years and tries telling Donnell his dad was a stand-up guy most of his life. But it doesn't take much for Donnell to get Randy to admit Doug was there the night he died. That's when Joey shows up, sends Randy away, and gets an earful from Donnell. You're the one responsible for my father's death. Nicole and Anita finally get to poor Vanessa to help, and to try talk her down from feeling like she failed her kids. At the hospital, Andre insists, weird or not, his marriage is real. They get a bit close as she blurts out the truth. He's unavailable now, which is good. Just as Derek wheels out, sees them, and goes right on lying to Ashley's face. Dani drops into Bill's to figure out how to sever their connection before their marriages are ruined. She suggests some boundaries. He counters by offering to insult each other until they never want to see each other again. Instead, it just gets them hot and bothered. And there goes the kiss. Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. Bill and Dani shared a secret kiss at Dani's place, and there is no denying that Bill enjoyed it, even if he was ashamed that he did. This ex-husband and wife have been getting closer and closer ever since Chelsea's kidnapping. The kiss was bound to happen, even after Bill went to Dani and told her that he was happily married to Haley and that she was there to stay. In Thursday's episode, Bill's ex plants seeds of doubt while Haley looks toward the future. Is Sammy also a part of this future she sees? Hang tight, soap fans. This is going to be a hot topic soon. In Thursday's episode, Naomi has a tense exchange with her newest family member. Andre and Dani have decided to stay married and not get an annulment, much to Nicole's chagrin. What is Naomi going to have to say about this? Not that it is any of her business either, but when has Naomi ever held back on giving her 2 cents worth? Donnell is in town, and he is going to roll through like a tsunami. Vanessa wants answers, but she is too close to Joey to really see anything. It's going to be up to Jacob and Donnell to tear the whole thing down in search of the truth. In Thursday's episode, Vanessa's son encounters Joey while on an intense fact-finding mission. Donnell is fearless, but it's the type of fearless often attributed to the young and naive. Donnell has no idea how the world works, the kind of trouble that his father had gotten into, and the kind of people that moved in those circles. Donnell may find his mouth ends up writing checks that his body can't cash. This could well end up being another crime that Joey doesn't end up paying for. The Beyond the Gates spoilers for Thursday, October 2nd, 25, suggest that Naomi will butt heads with a new family member. Naomi gets into a tense exchange with her newest family member. This is surprising since Naomi is usually composed and can keep her feelings to herself. The BTG spoilers suggest that she'll lose her temper during an argument, which will reveal the cracks in her normally stoic personality. Bill's ex, Dani, will plant seeds of doubt in his relationship. They obviously have different views on their marriage. Is this what leads the two exes to kiss? Haley will look toward the future. Will this cause further trouble in their marriage? Will Haley catch Bill in the act? Vanessa's son encounters Joey while on an intense fact-finding mission. She wants to know what led to Doug's death. Will she get the answers that she's looking for? Meanwhile, her son, Donnelly, will search for answers. This quest will bring him to Joey's door. The two could end up in a heated confrontation that sheds light on relationships, potentially shaking up Fairmont Crest in a way no one saw coming. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday, October 1st, hint that Donnell McBride will demand answers, while Haley Hamilton will be stunned by a situation. While Donnell grew up in Fairmont Crest, the October 1st episode will mark the introduction of Vanessa McBride and Doug McBride's son to fans. In the aftermath of his father's demise, Donnell won't only mourn the loss of Doug, but he'll demand answers to some pressing questions he has. BTG viewers should brace for him to head to Joey Armstrong's casino at some point this week, as the two are slated for a heated confrontation. Across town, passions unexpectedly flare up between two characters that really shouldn't be engaging in this type of behavior, and massive emotions will also be unleashed. Is this about Dani Dupree and Bill Hamilton's kiss? The two are going to have a lip lock in his office at some point during the week of September 29th to October 3rd, so only time will tell. Then again, perhaps passion erupts between June and Ted Richardson, since there was talk about June's crush, so there's that too. With that said, Haley will be shocked at something, and the added teasers suggest that it'll be about something her husband's been up to. Still, there's little chance that Haley sees Bonnie kissing, as in the days ahead, she'll be making plans for her future with Bill. Could Bill still be adding money to a college fund for a future baby of theirs? Speaking of Dani, she'll confess about an addiction she has to her mom, Anita Dupree. Is this about Bill or, potentially, that little drinking problem she has? Every time she spirals, Dani does so with some sort of alcoholic bevy in her hand, so perhaps the show will finally address the elephant in the room: the fact that Dani should consider some sort of recovery program. After all, her drinking got completely out of control after Bill left her for Haley. More recently, she got drunk and married Andre Richardson in Vegas, a man she was struggling to commit to. Finally, BTG spoilers for Wednesday, October 1st, indicate that Derek Baldwin will feel left behind. Is this about being wheelchair-bound? Could plans be made so that he cannot attend because of his condition? Ashley Morgan would likely feel awful about Derek's predicament, and it's likely that she, or whoever is organizing the plans, didn't consider accessibility because Derek's medical issues are so recent. Still, that doesn't mean he won't struggle with what's going on. But Derek is making progress, just keeping it all to himself. Could this incident prompt him to come forward with the truth? Beyond the Gates spoilers. Note that this is highly unlikely, as it's far more dramatic for Derek to continue his lie and keep Ashley stringing along until the umpteenth hour. So fans need to continue to tune in to see how this storyline unravels. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday, October 1st, suggest some bombshells on the horizon. Derek Baldwin will feel left behind, while Dani Dupree has a confession. Plus, Haley Hamilton will be shocked at something, and there's a new character on the canvas. Read on to learn more about what will unfold during Wednesday's BTG. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday, October 1st, hint that Derek will feel left behind. As he's wheelchair-bound, will Ashley Morgan organize plans that aren't accessible to his current condition? She may not do so on purpose, and she'll likely feel awful that he can't participate. Still, Derek is making progress. He's just not letting Ashley know. Could this prompt him to come forward with the truth? Read more. Find out what happened on the last episode of BTG. Across town, Dani will confess a certain addiction she has to Anita Dupree. Is this about Bill Hamilton and how hard it is for her to let go of him? Dani may officially be married to Andre Richardson, but her heart still belongs to Bill. Speaking of, Haley will be shocked when she finds out what her husband has been up to. Could he be making plans for another baby? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday note that Donald McBride will enter the canvas, as actor Alex Cheeks has been cast in the role of Vanessa McBride and Doug McBride's son. Added teasers suggest a confrontation between him and Joey Armstrong, as Donald will be very upset over his father's passing, and he'll want answers. Finally, BTG spoilers note that passions will flare up between two people who shouldn't be entertaining the idea, and big emotions will be unleashed. Could this be about Dani and Bill? The two are set to kiss in the days ahead, so only time will tell. What storyline are you most looking forward to during Wednesday's show? Share your thoughts. Tune into the CBS Soap Daily and check out CTS often for the best Beyond the Gates updates, spoilers, and news. Carla Mosley was Soap Hub's first BTG Performer of the Month for March, and here she is again. This time around, she got to play drama with the aftermath of her daughter being abducted. She nailed the sexual tension scenes between Dani and Bill. But honestly, what put the Beyond the Gates star over the top for September was Dani's drunken Vegas wedding to Andre. Mohammed and Michelle play half-sisters Kat and Eva, who hate each other and are one of the show's best rivalries. Both actresses give 100%, especially in their scenes together. Kat and Eva are involved in a love triangle with Tomas, and right at the end of September, the triangle imploded when Eva slept with Tomas. And then Tomas still chose Kat. Kat couldn't believe Tomas turned to Eva for sex and for a shoulder to lean on. He spilled her private secrets to her enemy. And Eva couldn't believe that, as in sync as she and Tomas were sexually and beyond, she still ended up alone, like her mother. Mohammed and Michelle killed these scenes. With Doug's death, Buglioli has to play the tragedy of a woman who was in Puerto Rico in bed with another man at the same time. Her husband allegedly drove drunk, crashed his car, and died. The guilt Vanessa has been feeling has been palpable thanks to Buglioli. Bill had an interesting month. Chelsea's abduction really got him thinking about his relationship with his daughters. Now he's taking active steps to make sure they don't drift too far apart from him again. He's pretty much back in with the Duprees for the most part. and he and Dani got closer while he and Haley struggled. Durrett did a great job playing all the different facets of Bill Hamilton, as he actually showed some character growth. Starting at the end of August, Mosley conveyed the devastation that happens from experiencing your worst nightmare. Her daughter was taken, and she had no idea what was happening to her. She leaned on Bill for support, but managed to stay strong like only Dani can. While Mosley consistently shines during times of extreme drama and heartbreak, she also excels at a couple of other soap opera staples. She clearly handled the comedic material the show gave her and Sean Freeman's Andre. They drunkenly eloped to Vegas, where an Anita Williams impersonator married them. Mosley is so fascinating to watch, as she wrings all the laughs out of a scene. However, she then gives her character flashes of vulnerabilities that keep us rooting for her. And then, when Dani gets back to the DMV and Bill confronts her over her quickie wedding to a man half her age, she waits until Bill leaves to utter, "Score." And then you realize that this wedding to Andre will also serve to keep Bill tangled up in Dani's web. Dani's always 5 steps ahead, and Mosley is able to capture the complexity of her character so magnificently. Beyond the Gates spoilers for October 6th through the 10th blow up when Kat Richardson takes Thomas Navarro back, and Dr. Ted Richardson being tempted by a woman. What we like to do on Early Edition Day is talk about what's coming the rest of this week to set the stage for spoilers for next week. On Wednesday, October 1st, we've got Derek Baldwin feeling left out. Wheelchair life is obviously a struggle. Ashley Morgan and his friends are all at their jobs working, and of course, he can't. He's stuck at home, pretty much doing PT, and that's it. So obviously, Derek is going to be getting more and more frustrated. Hopefully, he'll be back on his feet again soon. 2 people share a passionate kiss that has emotions riled up. We do know that Bill Hamilton and Dani Dupree are kissing this week, so it may be them, or there may be a couple of wild kisses this week on Beyond the Gates. Dani talks to her mom, Anita Dupree, about her addiction. I mean, Dani is addicted to attention, addicted to drama, and addicted to Bill Hamilton. So, pick your poison. Haley Lawson finds out that Bill has been digging into something. He's doing a little detective work. And I wonder if it is about Dani's new marriage. Might be about Doug McBride's wreck, but I mean, that's pretty straightforward. And I don't think Bill wants to overturn that rock. Donald McBride is in town. That is Vanessa McBride, and Doug's one of their twins. And Donald is on fire. He wants answers about his father Doug's death. He thinks it looks dodgy. I think we can all agree it does. Thursday, October 2nd, Donald heads over to the casino. He's asking questions. He's investigating. He runs into Joey, and there are some threats made, not by Joey, but by Vanessa's son, Donald. He says that he's going to sue Joey and his casino and the bartender for overserving Doug. He is talking about a wrongful death lawsuit, and Donald is vowing that he will shut down Joey and his casino. I'm guessing he might call Vanessa and tell her she needs to rein her son in. However, I don't know how calm she's going to be, especially if Joey is telling her things about Danelle. If anything sounds like a threat, Vanessa is going to lose her mind because she's hanging on by a thread. Dani causes someone to have doubts. It could be Bill doubting his future with Dani, or doubting his future with Haley because Dani and Bill kissed this week, and then she asks him if he is ashamed. I mean, he should be. He's been a profligate cheater throughout his and Dani's marriage, and then slept with this much younger woman, betrayed her, and then married her, and is now rubbing Haley in Dani's face by moving her into the neighborhood. All that good stuff. Haley is making plans for the future. Maybe she's going to expand her family with another fake pregnancy. We still don't know the whole truth about the last fake pregnancy. They need to unpack the truth of that for us. It's been going on for way too long on Beyond the Gates. Naomi Hamilton Hawthorne gets into a debate with the newest member of their family. This might be Andre Richardson, now that he has married her mom, Dani. Or maybe it's another argument with Haley. Those seem to happen with a lot of frequency because, Naomi and Haley are former best friends. And it was Naomi who actually brought Haley into the family home. And then, of course, she targeted her parents' marriage and ripped it apart and had an affair and then had a fake pregnancy and all that drama. On Friday, October 3rd, we have got Andre kind of surprised when Dani has a surprising suggestion. It's an unconventional proposal. Now, she is thinking about staying married to Andre for a while just to continue provoking Bill, the man she actually loves. And we're also going to have this week Andre suggesting that he move in with Dani. I don't think we've seen that yet, and that was in the promo. Naomi and Jacob Hawthorne get some huge life-changing news. Looks like Naomi is pregnant, and Jacob Hawthorne is stunned but happy, and he's ready to make big changes to their lives to make room for this baby. I don't know if Naomi was expecting this at all. She seems really blindsided. Ashley is faced with her new normal when it comes to romance, so we know that Derek is trying to avoid intimacy with her. He's got this idea in his head that he wants to wait to tell her anything about getting the feeling back in his legs. He's picturing like walking down the aisle to her and being able to make love to her. Even though his equipment is working, he doesn't want to be in this, paralyzed situation while they resume an intimate relationship. It's kind of sad, but understandable. So we've got Kat really mad at Tomas, but still wanting him back. Hopefully, she's going to at least make him grovel to some extent for sleeping with her sister. But to be honest, I think Kat and Eva Thomas both need to cold shoulder Tomas. They need to cut him out of their lives. He very much misled Eva and told her that he and Kat were over. And from Kat's perspective, they just had a little argument. They were not over at all. So Tomas is at a very minimum a terrible communicator. But even worse, just a flat-out liar with ego issues. Eva needs to delete his contact from her phone as well, because he used Eva Thomas to soothe his ego. He's a total loser. Kat and Eva were on the cusp of actually having an actual sister relationship, and this bedroom dud has gotten between them. Kat obviously needs a better man. Eva Thomas needs a better man too. So Chelsea Hamilton has already told Kat to let Tomas go. But basically, she is hanging on to him only because she doesn't want Eva to have him. She says she loves him, but she just loves having something that her sister wants after Eva destroyed her parents' marriage. So all these feelings are understandable, except for Tomas. I don't care about his. He's a pig. He needs to go. Jacob's brother, the black sheep, Isaiah Hawthorne, is coming soon, and I'm hoping he's going to be a new romantic interest for Eva, so she doesn't turn into Dana Leslie Thomas and keep chasing Tomas. I think she can walk away, and Kat can have him. Or better yet, toss him and get a man that rings her bell, because Tomas is a lying, cheating lawyer. Also at a crossroads are Bradley Smitty Smith and Martin Richardson. I thought it was pretty brave that Martin walked out, until Smitty is ready to let him fully back in. And Martin doesn't want to just take crumbs from the table. Samantha Richardson and Tyrell Richardson are not going to like one of their dads moving out, though. Ted and June, to me, are a very interesting pairing. I think Ted is tempted by her innocence. Obviously, he'd be much better off with her, a former homeless addict, than Psycho Leslie. What's interesting is when Ted met Leslie, she was a waitress, and now June is a waitress, and Ted is interested. I just think he likes waitresses. Eva may go running to Leslie and unload on her about what Tomas did and said, because it was Leslie who encouraged her to chase after the man she wants. Vanessa insists on seeing the accident site where Doug died, and I wonder if that's going to trigger something. And we should be getting a funeral for Doug soon.